My mother married my ex and invited me to her wedding. So I stormed the rehearsal dinner, exposed my mother and my ex in a viral showdown, declined their wedding, and reclaimed my life. I never imagined opening my mailbox would feel like stepping into a trap. My name is Emily Hartman. I'm 28, and I live in a cramped but cozy apartment in Seattle, Washington. Yesterday, I ordered groceries online. Today, I find a glossy wedding invitation with my name perfectly printed on the front. My heart hammers in my chest as I slice the envelope open. Linda Thompson to Mr./Miss E. Hartman requests the pleasure of your company. And then it hits me. I'm invited to my own mother's wedding. To Alex, my ex. I drop onto the couch, invitation trembling in my hand. Every memory crashes forward. Late night walks along the Puget Sound, the way his hand fit in mine, the sting of his last text. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. And the empty apartment I came home to, packed up like it was never ours. I stare at the RSVP card, an elegant script asking me to reply by July 15th. July 15th is in 2 weeks. My phone is shaking as I scroll through old photos. Me in a red dress, smiling at Alex, me in tears on the same balcony where the invitation now sits. I feel bile rise in my throat. How could Mom do this? How could she invite me to celebrate the man who broke my heart? I dial Sarah's number. My best friend answers on the second ring, her voice bright. Hey, Em, what's up? Sarah, I choke out, my voice raw. You're not going to believe this. I thrust the invitation toward the camera, letting her read the elegant script. There's a pause on her end, just long enough to feel like forever. Wait, your mom is marrying Alex. I shut my eyes. I'm not making this up. She blinks. Holy shit, when did this happen? I don't know. I didn't even know they were seeing each other. My breath catches. She sent this today, and the wedding's in 2 weeks. Sarah swears softly. Em, that's insane. How do you feel? Furious, betrayed, like someone pulled the rug out from under me and made me dance on it. I grit my teeth as tears prick the corners of my eyes. I don't know if I should go. I mean, Sarah says slowly, you could call her, demand answers. I shake my head even though she can't see it. I don't know if I want her answers or her new husband. My chest tightens. The invitation lies on the coffee table, mocking me. I think of the RSVP card again, the deadline looming, the smug satisfaction I imagine on Alex's face. I have to figure this out, I whisper. Whatever you decide, I've got your back. I press my hand to my chest where my heart still races. My mother wants me at her wedding. But can I face the man who shattered me, and the woman who's supposed to protect me? I tuck the invitation into my jacket pocket and stand, legs unsteady. Tomorrow, I'll drive to her house and demand the truth. Because whatever comes next, I need to know why my mother married my ex, and why she asked me to celebrate it. I lock the door behind me, the invitation burning a hole against my hip. The engine roars to life, and I grip the wheel, heart pounding. I'm heading for a confrontation I'm not sure I'm ready for, but I have to be. Next stop, Mom's house. And the truth, I slammed the brakes in my mom's driveway so hard I half expected the horn to blare. I'm standing on her front porch in my raincoat, Seattle drizzle plastering my hair, heartbeat hammering in my throat. I yank the doorbell, invitation clenched in one fist like a grenade. Face the music, Emily. The door swings open. Mom's wearing that soft blue cardigan she always pulls on when she wants to look casual and caring. But today, her smile cracks the moment she sees the envelope in my hand. Mom, I snap. What the hell is this? She steps back, eyes darting from the invite to my wet boots. Em, hey, come in. It's not what you think. I shove the invitation under her nose. Not what I think. My own mother is marrying my ex-boyfriend. How is that not what I think? She swallows, then clears her throat. Linda, can I help you? A new voice. Alex stands behind her, arms crossed, expression guarded. For a second, I can't breathe. The memory of his smile twisting into shame flashes behind my eyelids. Alex, I grit out. You two have some explaining to do. He glances at my mother, then back at me. Emily, save it, I cut him off. I don't want your half-assed apology. You broke my heart. My voice shakes. And now you're asking me to celebrate you marrying the woman who raised me. He steps forward, looking genuinely pained. I never meant to hurt you. Linda and I found comfort in each other after. Comfort, I laugh, but it sounds brittle. You dumped me over text, and now you're comforting my mom. Linda closes her eyes, pinching the bridge of her nose. That's not how it happened. Alex and I connected about Dad, and then things changed, but we never wanted to hurt you. Hurt me? My voice rises. You know how long it took me to move on, how many nights I cried myself to sleep. My fist tightens around the invitation. And now you want me there, smiling, pretending everything's fine. Alex holds up his hands. Emily, please, don't please me. I edge closer, so close I can see the tension in his jaw. I deserve better than this. Mom opens her mouth, looking torn, then sighs. I know you're angry, I don't blame you, but Alex and I, we love each other. We want to start fresh as a family. A family. I echo, disbelief echoing in my chest. Since when does family equal betrayal? Silence stretches. The soft patter of rain on the porch is the only sound. Alex glances at Mom, then back at me, regret in his eyes. Emily, I'm sorry, I truly am. I swallow the lump in my throat, my cheeks burning. Sorry isn't going to cut it. I hold up the RSVP card. If you want me there, you'll answer 2 questions. Why him and why now? Otherwise, consider this my refusal. My mom's mouth falls open. Alex's eyes flicker with panic. Mom steps back. Aren't you overreacting? It's not like you had anything planned. Overreacting, I hiss. You're asking me to sit through your wedding to the guy who destroyed me. That's not a small thing. She closes her lips, jaw tightening. I'm sorry, Emily, but my decision stands. I shove past them, the invitation slipping from my hand onto the welcome mat. I don't look back as I stomp down the steps, heart pounding so loud I'm certain Mom can hear it through the front door. Wet pavement splashes against my boots as I storm to my car. I yank open the door and slide in, shaking so hard I can barely insert the key. As the engine turns over, I press my palm to the steering wheel and close my eyes. They think they can decide for me. But tomorrow, I'll call Sarah again and figure out my next move. Because I refuse to be an extra in their twisted fairy tale, and I'm not done fighting. Yet, I can still feel the sting of that night as though it happened yesterday. I slip off my shoes and collapse onto my bed in my Seattle apartment, the invitation burning a hole in my purse at my feet. The rain taps against the window like impatient fingers. My journal is open on the desk, half-finished lines smudged by tears. I pick it up and let the memories pour out. It started 6 months ago. Alex and I claimed we were soulmates, sharing pizza on our cramped living room floor and whispering secrets until the streetlights blinked off. He was my partner in crime on Sundays, kayaking Lake Union at sunrise, grabbing breakfast burritos afterward, laughing so hard we snorted. I trusted him completely, handed him my heart without a second thought, but cracks formed beneath those perfect mornings. I found his texts to someone named L, planning coffee dates at odd times. When I asked, he said it was no one, just a friend. I brushed it off. Love makes you believe what you want to believe. Then came that night in April. I'd been working late, and when I finally trudged home, my key stuck in the lock. Inside, I heard his voice, soft laughter. I pushed open the door to find him on our couch, phone in hand, face flush. He jumped up. Hey, I cut him off. Who is she? He hesitated, and in that breath I felt my trust crack. It's complicated, he said. Complicated? My voice cracked, and the word tasted like poison. I live here. We're supposed to be honest. Who is she? He glanced down, shoulders slumping. It's my mom. My chest twisted so hard I thought I'd projectile vomit. Your mom? I laughed, but it wasn't funny. Alex, that's... I know, he whispered. I'm sorry, but sorry didn't cut it. Tears blurred my vision as I realized how deep the betrayal went. I grabbed my jacket and phone. I can't do this anymore. He tried to reach for my hand. I yanked it away. Don't follow me. I ran out into the night, leaving my heart and half my life behind. The next day, my texts went unanswered. He blocked me on social media. He vanished like steam. Weeks of silence followed. I spent evenings with Sarah, binge-watching old sitcoms until laughter felt like breathing again. I learned to sleep without nightmares. My apartment became my fortress. I painted every room to mark a fresh start. Months passed before I let myself hope again. And now, that hope feels like a cruel joke. Because Alex and my mother are planning a life together. I stare at the invitation on my desk, heart pounding so hard I can taste it. How could he move on so fast? How could she? The questions churn in my mind like a storm at sea. I pick up my phone and thumb through old photos. Alex grinning at me on my birthday, my mother squeezing my shoulder at Christmas, all of us laughing around the dinner table. I clutch the phone to my chest, breaths shallow. They've rewritten our story without me. My eyes burn with tears and fury. I slam the phone shut and yank my laptop toward me. It's time to draft that ultimatum email, because I won't let them redefine my life in a single weekend without my permission, and I'm about to make that very clear. What will they say when I lay down my conditions? I can't wait to find out. I pressed the backspace key so hard it almost cracked, staring at the blinking cursor in my email draft to Mom. Mom, I typed, then paused. My fingers hovered over the keyboard like they'd been burned. My Seattle apartment felt smaller than ever, the walls closing in with every memory of Alex's betrayal. I inhaled, tightened my jaw, and began again. Linda, I received your invitation. Before I decide whether I can attend, I need you and Alex to answer 2 things. Why did you wait until after my breakup to start this? Will Alex apologize to me, face to face, for how he ended our relationship? My heart hammered as I reread the message. It sounded calm, ridiculously calm, considering the anger coiled in my chest. I needed her to feel the weight of my hurt. I clicked send. The email whooshed away, and the silence that followed was deafening. My phone sat on the desk, screen dark, offering no immediate reply. I paced the length of my living room, every footstep echoing. 2 hours passed before my phone buzzed. I snatched it up. From Linda Thompson, Emily, this is unreasonable. Alex and I are happy. I understand you're upset, but these demands are unfair. My blood boiled. Unreasonable. I reread her reply, words blurring. Fair. I crumpled my phone into my palm. Text messages eventually bent back into shape, but my trust in her was already mangled. I scribbled unfair in my journal, over and over until my hand cramped. My pen felt like a lifeline, grounding me in my own feelings rather than theirs. Sarah called that evening. Her usual cheer was subdued when I answered. Did she reply? She asked gently. I rattled off Mom's terse email. As I spoke, my voice rose, cracking in places. Tears threatened again, but I forced them back. She basically told me to get over it. I finished, breath trembling. Emily, Sarah's voice was soft. I'm so sorry. I sank onto the couch, clutching my mug of tea like it could somehow mend me. I thought she'd at least explain. Or admit it was awkward, but she just brushed me off. I know it hurts, Sarah said, but you stood up for yourself, you have every right. I pressed my forehead against the mug's warmth, inhaling its faint lemon scent. Somehow it steadied me. I don't know what to do now, I whispered. There are only two options, Sarah reminded me. You go to the wedding on your terms or you don't go at all. I closed my eyes, picturing the RSVP card in my hand. I'd left it blank, hovering over accept and decline. Both felt wrong. I opened my journal and scrawled in bold letters. My terms or no terms. Tonight I realized this wedding wouldn't bend to my pain, and neither would I. I stood and walked to the trash can, ripped the printed email from 2 days ago into shreds, and dropped them in one by one. My hands felt lighter as each piece fell. When the last scrap fluttered down, I exhaled and picked up the RSVP card. Decline. My fingers trembled as I wrote the single word. It felt like reclaiming myself. Tomorrow I'll mail it. Because I refused to celebrate their happiness at the cost of my own. Rain streaked down my window as if the sky was trying to wash away my anxiety. Every morning now, I scroll through Instagram and Facebook, bracing for another smug post from Mom's engagement shoot. There she is, radiant in a sundress, Alex's arm around her waist, laughing like they've never hurt me. My heart tightens so hard I'm dizzy. At work, I can't focus. I nearly missed the quarterly review my boss scheduled to discuss my promotion. I catch the tail end. Emily, are you all right? Janet, my colleague, cuts me a worried look. I force a smile as if nothing's wrong. Just tired, I lie. She nods, but her eyes don't believe me. That night, my dad invites me over for dinner. I hate dinners at his place these days. Everyone tiptoes around the W word, wedding. He greets me at the door with a stiff hug. Em, good to see you. Then he gestures to the dining room where Mom is on the phone, talking about flower arrangements. Mom hangs up and turns, her smile faltering when she spots me. Hey, sweetie, she says, voice light. Did you get my email? I grip the back of my chair. I did, and I declined. The room stiffens. Dad clears his throat and starts passing out plates of lasagna like nothing happened. Your mother and I, he begins. Dad, I interrupt, voice low but firm. You know why I can't be part of this. He sits, eyes flicking to Mom, then back to me. We just want our daughter there. I pick at the pasta. Then maybe you should want me more than a date on your guest list. Silence. My dad places his fork down. I cut him off and stand. I'm done talking about it. I turn and walk out before tears can find me. Later, alone in my apartment, I try to distract myself with work emails and half-watched Netflix episodes, but every joke feels flat. I stare at the RSVP card taped above my desk. Decline. A crack in the ceiling seems to mock me. Tomorrow is the rehearsal dinner. I don't know who will be there. Bridesmaids in lavender, my ex perched beside my mother, yet I already feel the walls closing in. I imagine walking into that banquet hall, their smiling faces like daggers. I slip outside onto my balcony. The summer air is warm, but the rain chills me to the bone. I hug my arms, watching droplets race down the railing. Memories swirl again, Mom coaxing me to dance as a kid, Alex teaching me to kayak, and now the two of them replacing me in every scene. I close my eyes and press my forehead against the cold metal. My breath fogs the glass door. I want to scream, to shatter the silence, but instead I lean forward until my forehead touches the railing. The invitation in my purse feels like a live wire against my skin. 2 more days until the rehearsal. 2 more days of this mounting dread. I slip back inside, shaking. I strip off my wet jacket and drape it over a chair, its soaked sleeves a reflection of how I feel. I stare at myself in the mirror, eyes red, hair plastered to my face, shoulders slumped. I trace a finger along the RSVP card's edge. Declined. My decision feels both like a victory and a curse, because whether I face them or stay away, I'm already trapped in this storm, and the rehearsal dinner is the lightning strike I can't avoid. Tomorrow, I'll have to decide if I'll stand my ground or watch everything around me burn. I shouldn't have come. Every nerve in my body screamed to turn around, but the moment I pushed through those double doors, the room went deadly quiet. The rehearsal dinner hall in Bellevue is a cathedral of twinkling lights and lavender tablecloths. Bridesmaids in matching dresses freeze mid-step. The hum of conversation dies on lips. My throat tightens, and I clench my fist around the ruffled invitation I tucked into my pocket. Emily. Mom's voice drifts from the head table, soft and incredulous. She stands, clutching her wine glass so hard it trembles. Alex's shoulders stiffen beside her. He looks like a mannequin with one too many joints. I take a breath, remembering every stolen sunrise on Lake Union, every tear I shed alone in this city. Seattle's gray skies pale next to how I feel now. I step forward, heels clicking on the wood floor. "Excuse me," I say, voice louder than I intend. Forks drop, eyes track me like I'm a storm. Mom's face flushes. "Why are you here?" she asks, and it comes out brittle. I turn to the assembly. Friends of Mom and Alex, my stunned aunts and uncles, co-workers of my mother's, strangers to strangers, bonded tonight by my disruption. "I'm here because you invited me." My fingers curl around the invitation paper. "But you didn't expect me to show up, did you?" Dead silence. Alex swallows. He leans forward. "Emily, please sit." I shake my head. "No, I need you to hear this." Panic churns in my gut, but anger steals my voice. "You want me to celebrate your happiness, but your happiness is built on my heartbreak." My mother's eyes glisten. I know she's forgotten how it felt to be 28 and betrayed. "Emily, we never meant to hurt you." "Never meant to," I echo. "That excuse doesn't erase months of pain." "Alex, you ended us with a text and moved in with her 2 weeks later. How is that fair?" He flinches, guilt twisting his features. I was confused. I didn't plan for this to happen, but I love her. Love her, 2 words that mine felt like vomit in my mouth. "Well, congratulations." I step closer. "But I deserve an apology." Alex opens his mouth as if to speak. I hold up a hand. "Not your I'm sorry you're hurt apology. I want you to admit you chose her over me." The room holds its breath. Mom's mouth drops open. That's cruel." I laugh, a short, sharp bark. "Cruel? You invited me to your wedding. You wanted me here. Maybe you forgot I had something to say." Uncle Rob clears his throat. "Linda, maybe." Mom waves him off. She turns back to me, voice quivering. I wanted unity. A fresh start for all of us. Why can't you just be happy for me?" I swallow. My vision blurs with unshed tears. "Because you erased me." My voice breaks. "You replaced my memories with new ones you share with him, and you expect me to applaud?" A single tear escapes down Mom's cheek. Alex reaches for her hand, but she pulls away. The flowers on the table seem to wilt. Alex begins, but I cut him off, my voice low, fierce. "I'm done letting you rewrite my story." I place the invitation on the head table, right beside the place cards. "Enjoy your dinner." Then I turn and walk out, heels echoing until the door swings shut behind me. Outside, the cold air is a shock. Rain-soaked pavement glimmers under street lamps. I press my palm against the glass door, breath shaking. My heart pounds like a war drum. I should feel relief. But instead, I feel raw, exposed, alive. Because I finally spoke my truth. Now the question is, where do I go from here? I woke to my phone buzzing like a warning siren. Morning light filtered through the blinds as I grabbed it, heart still racing from last night's showdown. Dozens of notifications, from friends, family group chats, even unknown numbers. The first few messages stung. "You embarrassed your mother. Hope you're proud." But then came the ones that made my chest ache with relief. "I'm so proud of you." Not everyone has the guts. Sarah's text stood out. "Meet me at our cafe in an hour." I dragged myself out of bed, eyes stinging, and showered away the leftover adrenaline. Breakfast was a weak toast and black coffee, but nothing tasted right. I slipped on jeans and a sweatshirt, brushed my hair, and forced down another gulp of coffee before heading out. At the daily grind on Pine Street, Sarah waved me over to our usual corner table. The cafe smelled of cinnamon and espresso, and the low hum of morning chatter felt reassuring, normal. I sank into the chair opposite her, pulling my hoodie tighter around myself. "Holy hell," she said softly, sliding a latte across to me. The foam heart on top was a tiny kindness. I read everything. I sipped, grateful for the warmth. "I can't believe how fast the news spread." She frowned, checking her phone. "Your post on the neighborhood group blew up. Everyone's got an opinion." She paused, choosing her words. "But more people are on your side than against you." I exhaled slowly. I expected worse. Even so, sleeping was impossible. My dreams kept replaying their faces. Mom's shock, Alex's guilt, that hush when I dropped the invitation. Sarah reached across and squeezed my hand. "You did it, Em. You spoke your truth." I offered a shaky smile. "But now what? I feel empty." She tilted her head. "You gave them your heart last night. It's okay to recover." I bit my lip, looking out the window. Mom texted, "Can we talk?" and Alex left a voicemail. "I know you hate me, but I want to explain." Sarah raised an eyebrow. "Do you want to talk to them?" I shook my head. "Not yet." "I'm not sure I ever will." My voice wavered. "Part of me thought that once I got it all out, I'd feel better, but I just feel more alone." She nodded. "But this isn't the end. It's just a turning point." I traced the latte rim with my finger. "I keep wondering if they'll try to win me back. Or if I'll break again." "Let them try," Sarah said firmly. "You know who you are now." Her confidence steadied me. I took another sip, coffee and courage mixing on my tongue. "Work's still a mess," I added. "Janet cornered me yesterday, asked if I was okay. I didn't mention any of this. I can't risk looking unstable before the new project launch." Sarah leaned back, concern creasing her brow. You need support outside this drama. I nodded glumly. I've been going to therapy, but it feels slow. I want to move on, get back to myself. She smiled, a plan forming. Let's do something wild this weekend. No talk of weddings or exes, just us. Flicker of excitement sparked inside me. How about a camping trip? No reception, no Wi-Fi, just fresh air. Sarah's eyes lit up. Perfect. We'll pack sandwiches and that horrible map you always lose. I laughed, a genuine, shaky laugh. It felt like the first step away from last night's ashes. As I stood to leave, my phone buzzed again. A new message from my dad. Please remember I love you always. My chest tightened. Loving me had once meant accepting my pain. I stared at the screen, thumb hovering over reply. I tucked the phone into my pocket and stepped outside. The city felt different now, no longer just home, but a place where I claimed my own story. Whatever happens next, whether they reach out or I finally let go, I know I won't go back to who I was, because I survived the storm. And now I'll decide where to rebuild. Next up, a weekend in the woods to find the pieces I lost. I froze when I saw the first photo pop up on my feed. It was my mother, beaming in her lace dress, Alex at her side, arms wrapped around her waist. No sign of me, no glares, no whispered regrets, just pure, untroubled joy. The caption read, "Thank you to everyone who made our day perfect. Purple heart # happily ever after." I thumbed through the album. Smiling bridesmaids, the arch of lavender flowers, my mother's proud father wiping a tear. In every shot, their faces glowed. I was a ghost. My chest ached with a strange mix of relief and sadness. 2 weeks ago, I couldn't imagine letting go. Now, I was letting them have their moment without me. That afternoon, I sat on the leather couch in Dr. Patel's office, the photos still fresh in my mind. "You seem at peace," she said, adjusting her glasses. I traced the edge of my coffee mug. "I am and I'm not," I exhaled. "I'm glad they were happy, but it stung to realize I'm not part of their story anymore." She offered a gentle nod. "Grief isn't just for death. You're grieving the family you thought you had." Her words landed soft and true. I closed my eyes. I'm starting to see that. And I think I'm ready to write my own story now. That evening, I set up my camera in the corner of my apartment and hit record on my phone. The ring light cast a warm glow across my face. My hands trembled as I looked into the lens. "Hey, everyone," I began, voice steady. "This is Emily from Seattle. I'm here to share something personal." I told my story, my mother's wedding invitation, the showdown at the rehearsal dinner, the solitude afterward. My voice cracked when I described sifting through comments and messages, but I forced myself on. I explained why I declined the wedding and how I found strength in my own worth. By the time I said, "I realized I don't need their approval to move forward," tears blurred the camera. I wiped them away and closed with, "If my choices resonate with you, leave a comment below. You're not alone and your voice matters." I hit upload and watched the progress bar inch forward. When it reached 100%, I leaned back, exhausted but exhilarated. Within minutes, notifications pinged, upvotes, heart reacts, supportive comments. Strangers thanked me for my honesty. Others shared their own stories of family betrayal and healing. My chest swelled as the community formed in real time, people who understood, who saw their own pain reflected in my words. I smiled, the first genuine grin in weeks. My phone buzzed with a new message from Mom. "I watched your video. I'm sorry for how I hurt you. Can we start over?" I stared at the screen, heart fluttering. Below it, comments scrolled so fast I couldn't read them all. I placed my finger over reply, but paused. Outside, Seattle's lights twinkled through my window, unfamiliar yet comforting. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. I replied simply, "Thank you for saying that." And then I turned off the camera, stepped away from the screen, and walked into the next chapter of my life, one I'd write myself, with every choice and every boundary I set. Because my story isn't theirs to tell, it's mine, and it's just beginning.